Some amplifiers are expensive. Some are rare. But these 5? Most audiophiles will never even see them, let alone own them. Built in tiny batches, crafted by hand, and sold to private collectors, these limited edition amplifiers are the crown jewels of the audio world. Today, we're exploring the rarest of the rare. 5 amplifiers so exclusive, they feel more like mythical artifacts than machines. The Pivetta Opera Only, even in its ultra-limited micro-batch versions, is one of the most outrageous audio creations ever built. Imagine an amplifier so large it looks like alien technology, panels that open like a spaceship, glowing cores, and an internal structure that feels more like a laboratory than a HiFi component. Each micro-batch version is custom-built, with only a handful ever produced worldwide. It takes nearly a year to assemble one, using aerospace-grade components and precision engineering normally reserved for scientific instruments. With thousands of watts of clean power across multiple channels, the Opera Only doesn't just play music, it surrounds you with it. The soundstage feels enormous, the bass hits like thunder, and the clarity is shocking for something so physically massive. But here's the truth. Most people will never see one in person. These amplifiers go straight to private collections, mega yachts, billionaire estates, or high-security listening rooms. Whether you call it art, engineering, or madness, the Pivetta Opera Only is one of the boldest statements in audio history. A machine built not for the market, but for legends. The Boulder 3050 Commemorative Edition is the kind of amplifier that defines the phrase, "No compromise." Made in extremely small numbers, this special edition celebrates Boulder's highest level of engineering, a tribute to their decades of pushing amplifier design to the absolute edge. The 3050 is carved from massive aluminum slabs, each piece machined with surgical precision. Just moving the amplifier requires special lifting equipment, it's that heavy. Inside, the circuitry is pure Boulder perfection, fully balanced, ultra-low distortion, lightning-fast response, and a noise floor so quiet it's almost unreal. Turn it on, and the 3050 delivers power that feels limitless. The bass is deep and solid, the mids are smooth and true, and the highs soar with absolute ease. It's not a dramatic sound, it's a correct sound. The kind of effortless accuracy that makes everything else feel small. This commemorative version includes unique finishes, collectible plates, and upgraded internals unavailable in the standard model. Each one is numbered, documented, and treated like a museum-grade component. Only a tiny number of audiophiles will ever touch one, and even fewer will own it. The Boulder 3050 Commemorative Edition isn't just an amplifier. It's a monument to engineering excellence. The Wavac HE-833 Mk II Limited build is the amplifier that tube lovers dream about. Only a small number were ever produced, each one hand-assembled in Japan with a level of care and craftsmanship that feels almost spiritual. It uses the legendary 833 triode tubes, enormous, glowing, and incredibly powerful. These tubes aren't just components, they're pieces of history, originally used in early radio transmitters. Wavac transforms them into pure musical beauty. The sound is classic tube magic. Warm, rich, emotional mids. Deep, round, physical bass. Silky, smooth highs. It's the kind of amplifier that makes voices feel alive and instruments feel three-dimensional. Every part of the HE-833 Mk II is chosen by ear. Transformers are custom wound, wiring is carefully selected, and each unit is tuned to perfection by hand. Because of the extreme craftsmanship involved, only a very limited number exist, making them prized collectibles for audiophiles who appreciate the rarest tube gear ever made. The Wavac HE-833 Mk II is not just an amplifier. It's a glowing piece of audio history. The McIntosh MC3500 Mk II, 1968 Apollo Edition is a tribute to one of the most important amplifiers ever built, the original MC3500 used during NASA's Apollo missions. This limited edition is almost never sold publicly. Most units go straight to private auctions or special collections. McIntosh recreated the iconic look. The tall industrial chassis, the glowing tubes, and the unmistakable McIntosh energy. It feels like stepping back into a time when engineers built equipment to survive rocket launches and moon landings. The Mk II version improves everything: better transformers, modern components, lower noise, stronger reliability, and more refined sonics. The sound is bold, rich, and incredibly powerful. The low end is tight and controlled, mids feel large and expressive, and the highs float in the air with classic tube sweetness. This amplifier is more than high-end audio. It's a piece of space history. Only a small, highly protected batch was built, and each one is numbered, authenticated, and often sold for well over its original value. Owning the Apollo Edition isn't about bragging rights. It's about owning a piece of the story that took humanity to the moon, powered by the same engineering spirit. The Kondo Gakuoh Limited Edition takes the #1 spot because it represents the purest form of musical beauty ever created in an amplifier. Kondo amplifiers are already rare, but the limited edition versions are almost mythical. Hand-built in Japan by master craftspeople, each amplifier uses materials chosen for their sound, not their price. Pure silver wiring, silver transformers, custom capacitors, and carefully selected tubes create a sound that feels alive and intimate. This amplifier doesn't shout. It whispers. And somehow, that whisper carries more emotion than most amplifiers can deliver at full volume. The mid-range is breathtaking, warm, human, and incredibly lifelike. Vocals float effortlessly. Acoustic instruments sparkle with natural harmonics. Every note decays beautifully into silence. The Gakuoh Limited Edition isn't about power or specs. It's about soul. It's about reproducing music with honesty, warmth, and heart. The kind of sound that stops you mid-sentence and makes you simply listen. Only a tiny number of these amps are made. When one appears for sale, collectors move fast, because these amplifiers are more like masterpieces than machines. For pure emotional connection and the highest level of craftsmanship, the Kondo Gakuoh Limited Edition stands above the rest. These 5 amplifiers aren't just rare, they're legendary. The Pivetta is a futuristic sculpture, the Boulder is an engineering monument, the Wavac is glowing tube art, the McIntosh is a piece of space history, and the Kondo is pure musical soul. Most people will never own them. Some will never see them. But exploring them reminds us why high-end audio is so special. It's about passion, craftsmanship, and emotion. If you enjoyed this trip into the rarest corner of hi-fi, hit like, subscribe, and tell us which amplifier captured your imagination. Until next time, keep your music powerful, pure, and alive.